Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. Today we will read from Vilapa Kusumanjali, verse 35. O Krishodari, slender girl, your waist is so thin that I am very much afraid that it will break when I bind it with a golden string with tassels at both ends. O Krishodari, slender girl, your waist is so thin that I am very much afraid that it will break when I bind it with a golden string with tassels at both ends. Note: in the previous verse, Sri Raghunatha hung the Syamantaka-jewel around Swamini's neck, and when this vision disappears, he laments, "When will you give me your personal service?" Suddenly, the vision of his devotional service returns, and after hanging the Syamantaka-jewel, he sees himself hanging a golden sash around Swamini's waist with tassels on both ends. I, Krishodari, slender girl, when will I very fearfully hang this string around your waist, afraid that your waist will break? I will hang this string around it, just to bind it up. Seeing how thin Srimati's waist is, Tulasi is afraid that it will break. The Mahajans think her waist is more thin than that of the lion, and it can be held even with a fist.
Radhe, Radhe.
Got it?
So we can stop a little bit here because Raghunath, in his verse, and also Baba, through his commentaries, are helping us to enter in meditation about Radharani's beautiful form, which is so elegant. And when Raghunatha is saying Krishodari, he always sees Radhika like a teenage girl, Kishori. And in that age, all beautiful qualities and all limbs of Srimati Radhika are blooming so much that she is very, very, very attractive to her lover, but also very sweet and relishable form she has for her manjaris. And Gaudiya Vaishnavas likes to meditate on Srimati Radharani, who is in that age where all her parts of her body actually are blooming, becoming mature, and in that way so attractive. And Raghunath here is meditating about Radharani. And first he said, "Oh, Krishodari." He is mentioning the name which is according to specific lila and also to specific rupa, form of Srimati Radharani. And in that way, he is showing us and helping us how also we should meditate by his help, by the help of other manjaris, by the help of our Guru Manjari on Srimati Radharani. This meditation is very sweet for devotees who like Madhurya Rasa, because they prefer to always look and meditate and think about Kishore, Kishori, Radha and Krishna, who are in this teenage age, and they are very, very attractive. And in that forms, they exchange the most ecstatic, amorous pastimes. So Raghunath here is very shortly describing this moment when he's serving Radhika, who is running. She's not walking, she is running in Abhisar to meet the Krishna. And her teeny waist is actually the sign of her great love, which is concentrated, condensed in her hard breasts. And because of that, forcing by the love, she is running. And in the meantime, Manjaris who are serving her are afraid what will happen with her tiny waist. So they are trying to protect, to bind, to be more stronger, because they are afraid that something will happen to Srimati Radharani. So we can see here that this fear is so natural when you love someone. And this kind of fear in material world can be very destructive. But fear out of prema, out of pure love for Ishtadev, brings devotees a happiness, ecstasy, and brings him in deep rasa, more deeper and intense rasa relationship with his beloved or her beloved Ishtadev. So we should try to feel this feeling of love and then the feeling of fear which appears naturally because I'm so much taking a care about my beloved Radhika that I'm always also in the fear that something happened, and this kind of feeling is condensing the love of Manjari, in this case Tulsi Manjari. And we should feel it. This is not philosophy. This is not theory. This is practical devotional act and devotional emotion which appears in devotee. It's natural feeling. So why I'm talking about this? Because in that way, by the help of Gurudev, by the help of Acharyas, we can connect our hearts and feelings with their hearts and feelings. And maybe by their kripa, causeless kripa, we will feel at least little drops of their intense feelings, which are constantly changing actually. But their feelings are so sweet and pure that they bring themselves in rasa, ocean of rasa, but also helping us sadhakas to dive in that same rasa in which they are diving. And this is, we can say also that this is real bathing in Radha Kund. Bathing in the ocean of Mahabhav through the help of Radhika's eternal maidservant. Udavaji, please.
Wonderful. I wanted to just continue a bit your beautiful commentary with a thought about the fragility of love, the fragility of divine love. This verse is a little bit unique. There aren't so many verses in Vilapa Kusumanjali where Raghunatha is reporting from spiritual world. But in this verse, he's describing something that's happening to him in spiritual world. And so let's remember that this is not material world, and what is in the spiritual world is not material. So Radha's body that's so tenderly described is not a material body. We know that her body is made of prem. Her body is pure love. So it's not a slender waste of skin and bones we read about. It's a fragile, infinitely delicate love that's being described. Prem, divine love, is so nuanced, so delicate, so fine, and so perfect that even the move of the finger of Radha can change our world. And what we see here is that divine love, Prem, is not a typhoon, it's not a hurricane, it's not a bulldozer, it's infinitely tender and fragile. And for this fragility, we need Manjari to protect, like you were saying, Gauranga. She needs the Manjari to care for her fragile waist, which means her fragile love, to protect it and to make sure it comes to its target, safe and sound. So you see so clearly the tender service of the Manjari to nurture and protect the fragile love. So it doesn't need to be a bulldozer. Radha's love is not a bulldozer. It's fine and delicate and beautiful. So this is what I think we see in this scene where Vilasi Manjari is so worried that she might damage the waist, but at the same time wants to help and bind together, like you said, Garanga. Radhe.
That's the symptom of you are mine. When someone is in this, like Udaji said, I'm protecting you because you are mine. I will do everything to protect you because I know you are completely mad out of love. You don't think about these things. You don't care about these things. But your maidservants are here to support you. You see how Manjaris are supporting Radharani. And this is the beauty of Manjari Seva and closeness. Like you said, fragile. But this fragility, which is not coming from material body, is so strong, full of power, that Krishna is spinning around and becoming mad of such a beautiful tenderness, Uddhavaji said. And her form is so lavanya, so elegant. And this, especially in this Kishori age, not in Kumar, not in Pauganda, especially, but in this Kishori age. And this Kishori age, Prabhupada is describing so nicely in, you remember me now, Uddhavaji, because I just, it's coming. In Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada explained actually these three phases of Kishori age. Beginning, middle, and the final stage. And he's so nicely explaining, actually, that this beginning stage is coming, starting from 11 to 12 years, then from 13 to 14, and final stage of this maturity of teenage girl is a 15 years. So in each of these periods, Radhika's body is changing and becoming more and more and more and more and more attractive and suitable. This is also important. Suitable for exchange of most intimate pastimes with beloved. So this fragility is actually for the purpose of giving the Krishna pleasure.
Radhe, one can never serve God with love unless one knows the desires on his mind. We must get some input from him, therefore. On the strength of his loving devotion, the curtain of God's mind will open for the devotee, and he can see what is the Lord's desire. How glorious then are the kinkaris who are dedicated to the service of the full Madana Mahabhava, supreme love personified, Srimati Radhika.
Radhe, There is one word, curtain. So we need a mercy, we need a kripa, that this curtain from our eyes, ears, curtain of illusion be removed. Only in that way, person can be able to see Radha Mohan. Otherwise, it's not possible. Only by their mercy or their loving devotees, it is possible. So for that reason, we need the shelter of Radharani's maidservants, that they remove curtain from our heart, actually. The main curtain is in the heart. When the curtain from the heart become removed, then the senses are open to see the transcendental visions. Like our Gurudev is saying, even in this body, but not with these bodily senses, but with the spiritual senses. Curtain. Uddhavaji knows in Bhagavad Gita, I think, Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. No one can overcome my... Yeah?
Thinking.
Yeah, please say. No one can be free from my maya, gunamaya, but only by my mercy. And we say by my mercy, it means by my love. It's deeper meaning. Because Krishna is giving mercy. Because he is always under the control of Radhika, who is embodiment of mercy, embodiment of his love. So we need to mercy to that this curtain from our heart and all our existence be removed. Please, Uddhavaji, help me.
Just to add that this very important scene in the chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna says, because you are my devotee, because you are my friend, I will lift the curtain and show you what's in my heart. And it's a bit too much for Arjuna, but the gesture is very important. It's by the love, by the friendship, by the relation with Krishna that he comes to know Krishna.
Bhakti mam abhijayanti. Bhakti mam abhijayas. Only devotees can see me. Only devotees, not jnanis, not karmis, not yogis, etc., etc., etc. Only devotees. Those who has pure love, and they are in some relationship, loving relationship with me, like Prabhupada is always emphasizing. So this curtain has to be removed. If this curtain of false identification is not removed, then person will stay still in a bodily consciousness of life. Maybe he can know so many things, but if this curtain is not removed, it's not possible to advance and to make another step in direction of attachment and in direction of real bhav and prem. So we need mercy of acharyas, of our Gurudev. And to receive that mercy, we have to voluntarily accept the way how he is cleaning our hearts, not a runaway when the process of cleaning starts. So, Anantaji, also you can share whatever comes to you, please. You don't have to read on.
On the strength of his loving devotion, the curtain of God's mind will open for the devotee, and he can see what is the Lord's desire. How glorious then are the kinkaris who are dedicated to the service of the full Madana Mahabhava, supreme love personified Srimati Radhika, who keeps even Mohana under her control. Mohana himself worships Prema, divine love. Therefore, he is also subdued by Sri Radhika's eight servants. That is their full pride and glory. Mohana became Gaura to taste the love that Radhika feels for him. And after he had experienced that, he also wanted to taste the nectar of the Kinkari's service. While he relished the moods of the Manjaris, the Lord's body became formed like a turtle, Kurmakriti, or sometimes his limbs would loosen and stretch out. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Mahaprabhu's mad words after he came out of his Kurmakriti.
Radhe, just before we go in these beautiful descriptions, so we can see here how Krishna wanted to relish Radha Bhav, and he appeared like a Gora. He also wanted to relish this position, unique position of Bhavola Sarati, unique position of becoming close shadow of Srimati Radharani in the form of her maidservant. And it's very interesting here, when he was relishing Radha Bhav, so it means that he completely identified himself with Radharani. He had many symptoms of unmada, madness, which are indescribable. But when he relished Manjari Bhav, his whole body started to completely change. And these kind of ecstatic symptoms are never seen before. And only few devotees, very, very, very close devotees, could witness this kind of symptoms. Although Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he started to relish that he is Radha Sevika or Manjari, different transformations of his body in that moment, because of intense, indescribably intense emotions of being Manjari, appear, and no one saw that before. For many people who saw Gauranga in that state of consciousness, but also from external point, when they saw him like a turtle, or when all his limbs were stretched, many ordinary people thought that it's completely madness, They didn't understand. They have been horrified. But this is the glory of Manjari Bhav, which is so intense that even Krishna cannot tolerate the symptoms of this kind of bhava, which is the topmost emotional ecstasy. He couldn't tolerate. He started to manifest completely spontaneously and unconsciously all these symptoms. So this is the glory of Manjari Bhava. This is the pride of Manjari Bhava. Because all these deep condensed emotions in Kinkaris are coming directly from Srimati Radharani. And Krishna tried in the form of Gora to relish it. He tried.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Mahaprabhu's mad words after he came out of his Kurmakriti. Iha hoite ajimui gelungo vardana dekho yadi Krishna kore godana charana. Today I went to Govardhan Hill, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, to see if Krishna was tending his cows there. Climbing on Govardhan Hill, Krishna played his flute, surrounded by the cows. Hearing the flute song, Srimati Radha came there. Oh, Sati, I cannot describe her form and the mood. Krishna took Radha by the hand and entered a cave with her, while the Sakis told me to pick some flowers.
So this is the verse. If we really read very carefully, if we meditate on the mood which is present or maybe hidden in these words, this verse is very clearly showing how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first entered in this Manjari Bhav mood, that he saw this beautiful scene on Govardhan Hill. And in one moment, Radha and Krishna, who are surrounding with the gopis, he received the hint from one of the gopi who told him, pick up some flowers. So he is showing that he was completely in the mood identification of Manjari, that superior Sakis ordered him or her, just pick up the flowers. This is one of the rare verses. There is little more of them, but rare verses which is showing this mood of Manjari Bhav, which Gauranga accepted through his own words, through his own mouth. There's many secrets inside. Many secrets are inside. In the beginning of this verse, Anantaji, please, you want to read again the sentence, today.
Today, I went to Govardhana Hill, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, to see if Krishna was tending his cows there.
Radhe, why he is meditating like this? This first sentence is showing, for my understanding, his position of someone who is completely identified with Manjari Bhav, and he's meditating on Krishna, yes, like a gopi Janavala. And if we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated in Diksha mantra, but which kind of Diksha mantra? 10-syllable Diksha mantra, which is glorifying Gopi Jana Vallabha. So he's showing that his position when he was meditating on this Gopi Jana Vallabha was a Manjari who wanted to see Govardhan, who wanted during this meditation, who wanted to see how he's playing the flute and so on, and meeting Radharani with other gopis. It's not Nivriti Nikunja. Govardhan with other gopis, and then after Gopi Jana Vallabha, Krishna and Radharani is going in the cave, and this is another mantra. So this verse, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke through his own heart and mouth, is showing his Manjari Bhav identification in that moment. He also is showing the way how he meditated and what is the result of meditation on Gopi Janava. I'm sure that Gurudev can remove our curtain more and more to enter this, but I'm just full. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm sorry if I made mistakes. But it's necessary to really think on each sentence. Please, Anantaji, read it again.
Today, I went to Govardhan Hill to see if Mohana was tending his cows there. Climbing on Govardhan Hill, Mohana played his flute, surrounded by the cows. Hearing the flute song, Srimati Radha came there. Oh Saki, I cannot describe her form and mood. Krishna took Radha by the hand and entered a cave with her, while the Sakis told me to pick some flowers.
So Gauranga is saying, I cannot describe her form and mood. He is the viewer of this beautiful, sublime, sweet scene. Krishna's melody from the flute was so enchanted because through this melody, he is crying for Radharani. I want to see you. I want to touch you. I want to embrace you. I want to be in your embrace. Please come, please come. And when they came together, Radharani's form became so beautiful that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, "Oh, Saki, I cannot describe her form and mood." And when he said, "Oh, Saki," it means that he is not in the man body, in man identification like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sannyas, Gauranga, and so on and so on. No, he saw him in the association of other Sakis. He cannot be like a man in the association of. Then he had to change the mood and suddenly become Krishna. But it's not the point. He said, "Oh, Saki, I cannot describe how she is so beautiful."
Surely, surely this beauty is beyond description. So we are reassured. We are happy to know that it can't be described, even as eager we are to know what it looks like. It's very difficult for us devotees, ordinary devotees, to think the thought of divine love. And it's impossible for us to feel the feeling of divine love. But if you permit me to fantasize, it would be something like all the senses of God are filled. So the smells that go beyond the smell sense, and the sounds that go beyond the sound sense, and the sights that go beyond the eye sense, and the tastes that go beyond the tongue. All these are completely filling the experience, like being in the ocean, like being in water where we're completely covered. And this would make any person go crazy. And here we read that it makes Krishna go crazy. He's lost control. He's the controller of the senses, and he's lost control of his senses because of the beauty of Radha. And so he's spinning and going crazy. That's absolutely miraculous. And we can certainly not feel it, but we can imagine maybe a little bit. Guru Kripa.
Radhe, can I share just shortly? So I'm wondering how body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot contain the emotions of the manjaris, and he get such transformations. So I'm asking myself, so how we can contain these emotions? So it means that we need absolutely the manjari form for that. Otherwise, it will vanish. Just recently, I hear from one disciple of Prabhupada that said that he heard from his God brothers that Srila Prabhupada said one time, if you will see Krishna, you will lose your consciousness. But if you will see Radha, you can die. So, in connection with this transformation with Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and also it brings me a little bit more also to think about just recently Raghunatha, how he lived his body can be something like similar. Radhe.
So for that we need Bhava Deha. And all these symptoms of prema, and especially Mahabhava, cannot be experienced to the utmost in this body. And what we are listening here is just the glorification of Manjari Bhava. It's not something which can be imitated. It's just for meditation. How this kind of Bhava is so intense. And through this meditation on this lila, we are preparing our spiritual identity, our Swarup, by becoming attracted, attached, and ultimately crazy out of love.
We are Radhadasi, because we know that Radha's love is greater than Krishna. But we love Krishna too because he wrote Radha. This is courageous.
Radhe Radhe. It looked like, I will just add something. It looked like a simple seva, simple service to pick some flowers. But actually it makes a big changing in bodies of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is very ecstatic seva. So we can imagine just how is this seva and how is the feelings when we take care about the some seva and how it will grow in us in Manjari seva. Radhe Radhe.
Culmination came in the seva. Culmination of all what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced, like Anantaji said, culmination came of all these experiences. Just please pick up the flowers. Very simple seva. Thank you, Anantaji.
For the service of Shishirada Mohana, the Sakis are asking the Kinkaris to pick flowers. Here is clear that Mahaprabhu finally came to relish the mood of the spiritual maidservant Manjaris in the pinnacle of his ecstatic absorption. And when Mahaprabhu, almost drowned of ecstasy in the ocean, and all the joints of his bones became disconnected out of ecstasy, he told his devotees in half external consciousness, Kalindi dekhiya ani, gelam vrindavana, dekhi jala krida kore, Rajendranandana. Seeing the Yamuna river, I went to Vrindavan, where I saw the prince of Raja, Mohana, playing in the water with Sri Radhika and the gopis, having great fun. I stayed on the shore with the other Sakis, while one Sakis showed these pastimes to the others. Here again, Mahaprabhu explains that he did not play an active role in Mohana's pastimes, but that she, was relishing the service position like that of the Manjaris, witnessing the sweet pastimes without taking active part in them.
This is crucial point of Manjari Bhav. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't take active role like usually Sakis or Radharani are taking in direct exchange of love, kisses, embraces, talks, and so on, dance, and so on, and so on. So this is Manjari Bhav, and this is Seva Rupaya, always ready to be nearby them, close by them, to watch what they are doing, how they are behaving, and always be ready when the moment comes to serve them according to the needs and their desires. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't took active role. Now I see Krishna, I want to exchange the love with him. No, he was fixed in the position of Manjari, and he was looking, he was witnessing, watching. And honestly to say, I think that this is the greatest test, the biggest test for all us sadhakas. And I think that it is the greatest task of Guru to prepare sadhaka for this kind of test. Because everything is so attractive, so charming, so emotionally intense. the tzedakah has to be fixed in his Sai Baba. Otherwise, immediately he will start to desire and to take active role. Yes.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev.
Yes. And many times he said, Ananga Manjari is the last test. Of course that she is the last test. There is no difference between Radhika and her. How will I recognize her? And when this lover comes, what will happen with my emotions? If I'm shaky, if I'm not in Sai Baba, he'll be attractive to me because I'm not fixed. So Gurudev, as I can understand in my case, very low case, he's taking so large time, so many time and patience to situate me and help me in this Sai Baba of Manjari Baba. Because this active role in Radha Krishna Lila is so attractive. We should be conscious about that, aware about that. And only someone who is really fixed in his Manjari Bhav, Sai Bhav, by the mercy, by the Kripa, can be properly situated, can be observer, and especially maidservant. And for that, we need the help. And for that, I cannot approach alone to Radhika. It's completely mistake. I can meditate on her, through her beautiful, loyal maidservants, because they have to prepare my Bhavadeha, they have to prepare my emotions, they have to prepare my activities, my seva, all my existence, so that I can feel naturally in this position, like just a shadow, little shadow of the shadow of the shadow of Srimati Radharani. I'm sorry I shared my feelings. Maybe it's completely wrong, but I'm lost case. I'm sorry.
Very good. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Very nice.
please share something, Guru.
Thank you so much. You are helping me also. Thank you.
Chaitanya Charitamrita further says, whatever he himself came to relish, he taught to his devotees. Since, as is shown above, he did relish Manjari Bhava, he was the one who taught it to the devotees also, notably through Srila Rupa and Srila Raghunatha Das Goswami. One can never understand the flavors of Raja while remaining in a mundane consciousness, and the devotees who take shelter of Sriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet are the suitable candidates for relishing these flavors. In order to relish the sweetness of the love in Vraja, one must give up the attitude of awe and reverence towards God. Vrindavana is the kingdom of sweetness, and the upasana of Raja Rasa is a sweet upasana, in which we want to see Mohana as the Laukika Sat Bandhu, a good, worldly friend.
This is Raja. It's not worshipping Narayan, Aishwarya. It's sweetness, beauty and sweetness, without any formality, without any fear, hesitation of loving relationship. This is Madhurya. Madhurya cannot be present, simply cannot be present. If there is some awe, reverence, Aishwarya, Madhurya needs closeness, intimacy. And when we have intimacy with some whom we love, then automatically relishing is coming and is more and more intense than in the relationship there is some blockages of awe and reverence. So for that, we need the mercy of Vrajavasis, and specifically, not the mercy of others. It's okay. Thank you very much for your blessings. but to attain my goal. Thank you very much for blessings. And my goal is to be in this natural environment of natural love of Vrindavan. So this is so important. Baba is saying Krishna is Laukika, Sadbandhu, good worldly friend. Good worldly friend. This is Naralila. And everything is like a human. Good, my good friend. And Radhika is my also the best friend, the heir of my life, but in worldly way. So it sounds contradictory because the pastimes of Radha Mohan looks like a human, but they are not human. And Uddhavaji in the beginning, he very nicely said, when we meditate on Radharani and her feature, her rupa, her form with slender waist, it's not ordinary girl. We should understand. This is the form, most attractive form of Mahabhav. So many devotees who wants to come enter in Vraja, they have to change their consciousness and to start to see themselves and also Krishna and Radharani. Laukika Bandhu. Laukika Bandhu. My Guru Manjari is my Laukika Bandhu. All Radharani's maidservants are my beloved Laukika Bandhus. So for that, we need a mercy. It's not coming by force, by strong, strict sadhana, philosophy, etc., etc. Our heart has to be infused. And this Laukika Bandhu moment is so important in the Brahma Lila. When Brahma stole the cowboys and cows, he couldn't understand that Krishna has such a loving, intimate relationship with his friends. And he made big mistake, big aparat. This is Brahma Parada. And because of that, no one is worshipping him. So I will tell you, when Brahma apologized to Krishna because he finally understood, oh, what mistake I made. Because I always saw Krishna like a supreme personality of Godhead, that I couldn't tolerate that some coward boys are jumping on his back. I cannot tolerate the position of my supreme personality of Godhead. So he apologized in front of Krishna, but not alone. He brought with himself Surabhi or Kamadenu, I don't know, from Vraja to give him support. Vrajavasi has to give him support. And when he finished these prayers, I don't know, somewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, he finished his prayers apologizing for his huge offense. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I'm talking this because it's helped me so much. Many years ago, he explained that all the time when Brahma with his 4 heads was giving these verses, speaking these verses of apologizing, all the time, Krishna never changed his form of 5-year-old boy. And he was looking at this person with 4 hands, with open eyes, like a little child, ordinary little child, and was thinking in himself, what this guy is talking about. So this is the sweetness of Raja. Krishna didn't want to change the mood of boy. And what to speak now about other moods. So accepting Naralila, sometimes it's not so easy. Yes, Uddhavaji.
I'm so grateful you stop on these 2 sentences in the class today. It's the most important sentences in in this commentary, maybe the most important sentences in the book, because it explains so directly the mercy of Mahaprabhu. It explains what changed. We went from an understanding of God as far away, as authoritarian, as a monopoly of truth, a monopoly of feeling. We went from this idea of God to an idea of God who says, hello, I'm your friend. I want to have a relationship with you. And inviting all devotees, all living entities, to come and have a living, loving relationship with God. It's just amazing. And that's what this says here in this verse, in this commentary. Shriram.
There is in ecstasy. Please put him on mic. Put him on mic, please.
I'm in ecstasy. Wow. Great. Buddha, great. My God. Therefore, when this mercy will come, that we will realize realization is the kripa. When the kripa will come, that is the realization. And only one thing, how to asthai bhav in this realization, not deviation. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you. Always I need all of your words. It inspired me so much, I'm telling you. I see my Gurudev. You are the expansion of my Gurudev. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Gurudev, for your mercy. Maybe it's time that we can finish here, and maybe Radha Kripa Kataksha will read some poem of this. In
Half an hour more.
yeah, okay.
No, not finished here.
Gurudev is a marathon runner.
I think when
We continue. Of course, Srimati Radhika's waist will not break so soon, but out of great, unadulterated love for her Swamini, Tulasi is afraid that it will. What does love seek? Only the happiness of its object. Only the lovers can make the beloved happy. The lovers think, may you be happy. The love of devotees of Vraja is as pure as molten gold, and there is not even a whiff of personal happiness there. In Shirada's mood, Sriman Mahaprabhu sings, Mohana is my life. Mohana is the treasure of my life. And Mohana is the life of my life. I keep him on my heart and I make him happy with my service. I always meditate on this. My happiness lies in service and his happiness lies in Sambhog. So I give my body to him. Mohana makes me his consort and tells me, you are the queen of my heart. But I just consider myself to be his maidservant. The maidservant just meditates on the pleasure of the Yugala Kishore. Sri Radhika and Sri Mohana have given themselves to each other and left all responsibilities for the arrangement of their loving affairs to the Sakis and the Manjaris. The playful Sri Yugala has taken shelter of them. Unmadini Rai. One day Sri Radhika is going out alone to meet Mohana with merely Anuraga as her duty. But when she comes to the gates of the Kunja, where Krishna is waiting for her, she suddenly feigns shyness and unwillingness and asks her Dutika, "Why have you brought me here?" Even then, she tries to satisfy Mohana by making him relish the Vamya rasa, the flavor of opposition. Mohana and the Sakis are very eager for her to give up this opposition, but nothing helps. The ocean of Mohana's eagerness increases, and everyone feels great hardak. Then Vrindavana thinks, "Let me once see what I can do." It is the Varshaharshavana, the blissful rainy season. Vrindavana suddenly creates a monsoon forest with its Lila Shakti, and clouds are calling in the sky with deep rumbling voices, making Swamini fearfully and tightly embrace the Lord her life. The Sakis say, "Blessed you are, friend the clouds. Today you were even more clever than all the Sakis together." In this way, even the clouds of Vrindavana are blessed with the devotional service of the Shi Yugala. This is the first meeting described by the great poet Kavi Karnapura after he sucked the nectar out of Sriman Mahaprabhu's throat. Again, sometimes Mohana is helpless and finds no other means to meet Radhika but to take shelter of the manjaris. The Kinkaris know the grace and the beauty of the Yugala Prema. Tulasi is in the kingdom of devotional service and decorates her Swamini, telling her, "Your waist is so thin. On the top of that, you have a heavy burden, and under it, you have a heavy basis, your broad hips. What if it will break while you dance?" That's why I'm always afraid. By calling her Trishodari, slender girl, Tulasi reminds Swamini on her previous pastimes with Krishna. Blessed is this maid servant. One day, Radha and Mohana have their amorous pastimes in the Kunja. Swamini is now the active lover, and Shyama is passive. The roles of the lovers are reversed. How wonderfully Trishodari moves her slender waist down. The transcendental youthful Cupid is beside himself of the ecstasy. Although he himself is full of transcendental bliss, his mind becomes overwhelmed when he carries the burden of Mahabhava. The Nagara is overwhelmed by Shiradika's undulating sweetness, and Radharani, when she gets Mohana like this, she is attacked by two enemies, Ananda and Madana, ecstasy and Cupid. That time of dream in which I saw Mohana holding the flute to his mouth, two enemies came, ecstasy and Cupid. They stole my mind so that I could not fully see him anymore. If I could see Mohana again for just one moment, then I would decorate the second, minute, and hours with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and jewels. Although the desire awakens in her to praise even one moment that she can see Mohan. Sri Radhika can not even serve him when she gets him on her lap. Thus, she feels endless partners. Sri Radhika's activities increase Shyama ecstatic absorption. Then Tulasi leans against the gate of the Kunja and sings love song. When our hero, who is aswoon, hears it, he comes back to life again. He had lost his body or bodily consciousness. This is the explanation of the word Ananga in the Kama Gayatri mantra. Out of loving ecstasy, but now he has his body back through Tulasi's doing. Jupiter gains his body as soon as the amorous pastimes resume. Tulasi thus awakens the memory of the oldest pastimes within Swamini's heart. As soon as Tulasi takes the new golden sash, on each side of which is a beautiful tassel, in her hand, tie it around Swamini's slender waist, the vision disappears, and Sri Raghunatha prays for more Sringara Seva. Sri Rasika Chandra thus sings, "Listen, O Devi, to my aspiration. Ayi tender Radha, O Queen of Vrindavana. Your waist is very slender, so I will bind it with a golden string with tassels at both ends, being very much afraid that it will break. How astonishing is the beauty of your waist when it is thus decorated." This is the end of the commentary. We can read the text once again. O Krishodari, slender girl, your waist is so thin that I am very much afraid that it will break when I bind it with a golden string with tassels both ends.
Gurudev, it's very interesting that Raghunath is mentioning not only this golden string around Radhika's waist, but he's mentioning tassels on each side. And when these tassels can remind Radhika on her beloved Krishna, because one tassel is Radha and another tassel is Krishna. And when she is moving, when she is running, she's becoming Lavanya so elegant, but these tassels are bring her gestures, her movements so elegant. And these tassels actually remember her when she is running, they are just suddenly crash to each other. Because he could bind Radhika's waist without tassels. But purposefully, he is using this string, golden string, with tassels to make Radhika more attractive, more elegant, while she is running on Abhisar and also remembering her on Radha and her lover.
Yeah, beautiful.
I don't know, is it beautiful?
Very nice. Then you see how she is stepping and what, how Manjaris are filled, how the Manjaris, how is increasing by moving of Radhika.
Gurudev, how Radha Kripa Kataksha is ready to read his new poem for your pleasure, for Radha Mohan's pleasure, and all other devotees.
Yeah.
If you are ready, Radha Kripa, your mic is muted. Yeah.
Thank you, Goranga. Thank you, Ananta, for the reading and everybody for the participation. Beautiful Sangha was beautiful. And before reading I want to say something. Actually, very soon will be published a book with my poems and with paintings. Gurudev giving us strong support for this project. Very soon, Labanga Latika and Ananta will go in Vrindavan, and this will be offering for Radha Mohan. The first piece will go in the hands in Gurudev, and everybody who wants to take will be some copies. Everybody who wants to connect with the emotion and devotion of Labanga through the paintings to glorify and also receive it. That's just information. This song is one of the newest, and name of song is Radha Madhava. Oh dear friend, you who walks beside my heart, if you want to pick flowers of eternity from the forests of Raja, don't fold your hands and call Krishna, Krishna, but first offer him the nectar of Radha's name on your palms. Then his ears become the soft, and he will hear the best. And when your heart starts to melt, you will know the answer is coming. Radha Madhava. Oh, old friend, those two words are painfully lonely when they are not together. And when you start writing them on the clouds with your eyes, you will see that the letters run into each other's arms. O you who desire Krishna and offer him Vedic hymns and colorful seeds, along with all that, offer love and you will give him everything he wants. But first pour it into Radha's jug, the one she is holding in her arms, and she will gladly bathe him with it. However, when it overflows, this love will pour out on her feet, and when the red polish from Radha's nails starts to drip back to your heart, she becomes your whole life, and it will flow through your veins, and you will have no other desire. Oh, my friend, with joy enter the world of Raja's magical pastimes, because you won't find anything more beautiful than this. Accept this gift offered from the golden hands of Gaura Hari, for the reason that it is rarely given. In this sweet river of Radha's love, there is no more fear. Take off the old shirt that was changing colors over many lifetimes, and look for the ones who know only the color of their queen's face. The moonlight from her skin shines in their eyes. Just approach them, be their silent shadow. The fragrant powder from their feet heals. Hold it on your chest, put it on your face, and get intoxicated with the fragrance of the pastures of Vrindavan. Let this moonlight illuminate your spiritual self. And this is the gift offered by those hands of gold. And weep, O my friend. This cry pulls you out of those worldly shirts. Cry and let the fear and pain pour out. Cry while happiness runs to meet you. While those winds from Goloka blow away that old dust from your mind. Weep as sweet longing overwhelms you with the first touch, and there is no end to it, and it will get stronger. Weep as you call the names of divine couple, as it is the only way you will hear the response in your heart. Thank you for your attention. This is for Radhika, for your satisfaction.
Radhe Radhe Go